And let's do that. We are doing a horse physical exam today. So you want to start just with your distance exam. Watch how they walk in, watch their gait, make sure there's no signs of lameness or pain at all. This is when you kind of start looking at their integumentary system. You want to look at their mane and their coat, their overall behavior and attitude appearance. Yeah, and then we're going to start head to tail with the overall exam. So I like to start in the mouth just because it's the lowest part and I'm not working, so I'm working this way instead of like all over the place at the head. You can check their teeth. You should have gotten a history from the client to begin with, so you can double check their age using their teeth. While you're in there, do mucous membranes. Those you want to be pink still. Capillary refill time should be less than 2 seconds. While you're checking the teeth, you can make sure that you can check and see if they need a float at all. Yeah, you want to move into the nostrils. I like to make sure that they're both expelling the same amount of air, that one isn't blocked or anything like that. There should be some nasal discharge and it shouldn't be an alarming amount or like a bad color. It should be kind of clearish. And again, like, they shouldn't be too flared out. They should just be resting normal. If they are flared out, it could be a sign that they're not getting enough air in and out of their nostrils. So then you can move up into the eyes. There shouldn't be any discharge, discoloration, anything like that. Make sure there's nothing in the eyes at all. Same with the ears. There shouldn't be anything inside the ears. It might be a little hard to get up into there. You might have to like coax the head down, which if you have that halter should be no problem. You don't want to look too far in their ears. As long as they're both moving and there's nothing in them, they're normally a good sign. No swelling, no inflammation. That redness shouldn't be there. While you're still at the face, check the facial artery and there's 2 arteries in the face, so you want to check the pulses on both of those. And then your lymph nodes are up there as well, so your submandibular. From there, you want to just move down the horse, so you can check the front legs. I would just do the front, like, you should start on the left because you're going to do your heart rate and stuff, so you need to be on the left side. So I would just do the front left, and then as you work your way back, then do the back left. You'll be on the same side as whoever's helping you, if anyone's helping you at all. You should have one restrainer anyways. And then you'll both at the same time go around to the other side and check the abdominal sounds on the other side of the horse. In the right upper quadrant, the right lower quadrant. So that's when you can check the other legs, the front and the back legs. You want to just run your hands down, making sure that there's no swelling or pain response in the horse, any heat. And then you can pick up the hoof. You want to face the rear end of the horse, and you just want to pick it up. Horse should let you pick it up just fine. Once you have it, you can just cup it in your hand. Check for again, that swelling, any inflammation, pain, redness, and then especially any debris in the hoof. And then you can just let it go back down. That's a good way to check their musculoskeletal, is to just make sure that they can drop that hoof and there's no signs of pain or any problems with that, any lameness signs. You definitely don't want there. From the front hoof, you want to just do your heart rate. So you want to put your stethoscope just by the elbow, just behind it. Just, you can put it underneath it until you find where you need to be. Heart rate for the horse should be between 30 and 40. It will be on the lower end if they are a more athletic horse. I took put this on. Then you want to do your lung sounds with the heart as well. You want to make sure that they're both that it's strong, that strong lub dub is normal. There isn't any murmurs or arrhythmias or anything. And then that, like with the pulse as well, you want to make sure that it's nice and strong, because you should have checked the digital pulse when you were down in the leg, and then your facial arteries. And with the lungs, you want to listen for a little bit and do your make sure that they're nice and clear and equal. There is 3 locations to check for the lungs: the dorsal cranial, dorsal caudal, and ventrocaudal. Just want to make sure that they're clear and equal in all 3 of those portions. And then the respiratory rate should be between 8 and 16 reps per minute. You can just check that by just watching the rise and fall of their abdomen and chest, or sometimes that's hard to see. You can just feel from the nostrils. And yeah, like I said, that should be between 8 and 16 reps per minute. From there, you just want to do the weight tape of the horse. So you take the tape and you just wrap it around the girth of the horse, just behind the shoulders, put the withers there, and that'll give you the weight of your horse. And then that contributes to your body condition scoring. And you do just check the over the lumbar spine, the withers, hooks and pins, all that. Just make sure that it is a 1 to 9 scale, not the 1 to 5 scale, so that's different. But still, you want to be right in that middle bit there, ideally. From the weight and the body condition scoring, you want to move right into just abdominal sounds. So we're just going to listen in the upper left quadrant. That's your small intestine, and then the lower left quadrant is the left large intestine. There should be just like gurgling, little marbling sounds, as long as they're happy, healthy gut sounds and there isn't a lot of gas, you should be good. You want to listen there for about 2 to 4 minutes, and you do want a sound every minute or so. From there, we're gonna move around to the other side of the horse, and then you're gonna do your right leg, your right listening. The upper right quadrant of the horse, and you're listening to abdominal sounds, is the cecum. It's gonna sound a lot different than the other 3. It's more of like a dripping of water into like a middle cup kind of tinging. So that's that one. And then you want to check your lower right quadrant in that of the abdomen, and that is the large intestine on the right side. So it should sound the same on the left and the right. And then you can check your back leg, musculoskeletal and hooves, and just the same as you did on the front, making sure that there's no swelling and all that. From there, we're just going to check the urogenital. Stay on the side of the horse. Don't go directly behind the horse. They can't see you. They don't know that you're back there. And it is a lot easier to avoid being kicked if you're right up beside the horse. So you just stick to the side. I was always taught to keep one hand on the horse so that no one can feel where you are and what you're doing. So I would just keep my one arm on the back of the horse and just go in from the side to do your temperature. We're also going to check the urogenital lower down there. For our female horse, we're going to make sure that the vulva is, the same color of the mucous membranes. We want that nice pink color. We don't want inflammation. We don't want swelling. Don't want redness. Good, regular discharge is important. And then we'll do temperature. So you want to take your thermometer and your KY jelly. Just going to stick the thermometers right into the KY jelly, and then hold your thermometer in the side of the body cavity. You want to stick it right in there, but you want it flush against the wall. If you don't want to stick it right into any feces, that won't give you an accurate description of the temperature. So stick it right up against, I normally use the side of the wall, and that should be right between 37.5 and 38.5. They don't have a big wide range for temperature, and it should be right in between there. And then you're done. You just make sure the vaccines are all up to date and you're good to go.